Plymouth, a brand started way back in the 1920s, and if you're a muscle car fan, you definitely know who they are. They have produced quite a lot of cars, and today we're going to take a look at one of those, well, right now. And it is this, the Plymouth Barracuda Formula, when it rolls around, Formula S from 1968. It has 300 brake horsepower, 400 foot-pounds of torque, and weighs about as much as your local warehouse, coming in at just around 3,470 pounds. It does, however, have a pretty cool engine size of a 6.29 litre engine. Now, at first glance, this kind of reminds me a little bit of the Mercury Coupe, but having a look at this thing, it does look pretty nice. It definitely screams very late 1960s and 1970s muscle car, with it being built in 1968. But I've got to say, it does look pretty cool. So if we go onto the inside, again, your classic sort of muscle car style, but again, it is nice. And let's go and have a look, or have a listen rather, to just what that 6.29 litre engine sounds like. Nearly a 6.3. So there it is. It does sound pretty nice, and if you go to conversion, what can we do? We have options for, oh dear me, that's a lot of engine swaps. We have a 6.2 litre V8, a 6.7 V8 turbo diesel, we have a 8.4 litre V10, that's a Dodge Viper engine, we've got a 6.2 litre V8 DSC, and we also have a 7 litre V8, or 7 litre V8H, could be Hemi, not too sure on that one. Then we have a 7.7 litre V12 and a whopping 8.9 V8 dual supercharged engine, which makes 1,500 brake horsepower. Moving to aero, it looks like there's quite a lot of different options. There is no bumper. At the back, we have the option for just a tiny little Forza wing. And then for the back bumper, we have the option to take it off entirely, and honestly, that just looks weird. And then for the bonnet, we have got this little street bonnet here, this street bonnet here, and that's staying. In terms of rear tyre sizes, we can go up to 305 at the back, and for the front we can go up to 275s. So what I'm going to do quickly is take this thing to the top of C-Class, and then we'll go and take a look at the paint. So we have got, this one, we've got a rather nice red and black. We have a, yes, ooh, I like that. I'm not sure it would go as well with the red bit at the side, maybe make that black or white, but the body color as well, or for itself, is body well for it. You know what, I don't know how to words, the car looks nice. Moving on, we have this very deep navy. We have a, oh, that is a beautiful shade of blue. We have a black, and we have, there we go, black stripes on the side, but we do have a black and white option too. Well, they're navy stripes. After checking back on the footage, I was blind, it was in fact navy. And away we go. It's a very slow start because all these cars are at the top of C-Class, around C600. Somebody has sent me a message. But let's see what this thing can do, and can it pull a first? Because honestly, it looks like it could. I really do love how the front of that car looks, especially with the bit of engine sticking out the bonnet, or hood for those Americans. Let's see, can it turn? No. In true car style, and every single build I've ever had to throw around here, it never makes the turn. But, oh well, we're not going to let that put us down. No, we're going to put this just over 300 horsepower to the test and see if we can try and get past a lot of traffic. Traffic being other racers. But let's see what we can do, because this is the corner everybody usually brakes at, including you, but you broke at the wrong point and forced me to go into the back of you. Okay, so now we're past quite a lot of traffic. Let's try and see if we can get past this car again without it braking in front of us. Thank you, that's how you do it. So let's see, there's a couple of cars up ahead, there's a further 4, we've got to try and get past those, but I don't know if we're going to have enough time to do that before the end of the race, so we're going to have to really push this Barracuda through its paces to find out. Okay, we're getting really close to the top 3, or top 4. No, it is indeed top 3, apparently I did not know how to read a leaderboard. All that is very wide, but we did get past one of them, we're definitely in a third now. So let's see, can we get past 2 more? Did we get that checkpoint? We did, that is surprising. Let's see, there's just a Mustang, I think that's a Mustang, I hope it's a Mustang, because if not the Ford people are going to be very mad. But we've got past those in first at 87%. Usually I skip back to corners around 90 something, because a lot of the cars do make it into first by then. But as you can see, that one was a real struggle. But somehow we've still made it, somehow. Somehow I still made it somehow. That's how English works. Anyway, let's see. Now we're up to 95% progress. We've got the last corner to go like usual. And do we go across the line in first? With some slight persuasion. We do indeed. So let's go ahead and see. Ah, wonderful. So after all that, now we get to go and have a little bit of fun. That means we swap in the 8.9 litre V8, 1,500 brake horsepower. We're going to go and make the single wheel drive. A lot of the Americans are probably going to hate me for doing this, but we're going to go and take this drag racing. Okay, so now here we are with 1,500 brake horsepower. Our car's been freshly repainted. Let's go and see what we can do this in 3, 2, who needs countdowns? Let's go. We're starting off in second because this thing has more than enough power to do so. And let's see, can we get 200 through the camera? It is starting to go a little dark as well, which is a bit of a pain trying to record anything, but oh well. Let's see, what do we get? 195 through the camera, and yes, hello Forza Horizon Live, I'll deal with you later. Okay, so it's getting a little darker now, but I've just been tweaking with the settings a bit, because I just wanted to know something. Does this thing... Oh my god, it does. Well, that was interesting. Now we know apparently this thing can wheelie. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put this thing onto its road tyres and everything, and set it up to go and find out what its top speed is. Okay, so I've now replaced the engine. Now we're running 1,300, but we do have a little bit of a higher horsepower to work with. With rear wheel drive, we're on full slick tyres, and it's raining. We're going to have to find out this thing's top speed, but in the most sketchy way possible. Oh dear. Okay, so coming to the edge of the speed zone, we've got 224, yet this thing is still accelerating. I think we might be able to hit its top speed going down here before we get to the hill, which means I might have to do some slight gear tuning. Okay, so now we go to the downhill, which is everybody's favourite, or at least certainly is mine. This thing's all over the place, but let's see. 227 through the camera, and what do we get downhill? We're going to try and see if we can aim to hit 237, which we just did. 240 maybe? Yeah, 240, and it feels like it could go on for further, but due to the road conditions, it has just completely decided it had enough of the road itself. Next, we've got to go and find out if this thing can drift. So, with a lot of modifications made to this thing on its tune, setup and everything else, let's go and see what we can get on its attempt into drift zone at attempt number 1. Can we get pretty good in practice? We got 34k through here, but only this time 33.5 thousand. So hopefully it can make up with it on round number 2 of drifting. I've seen what it can do going back the other way. Well, I say round 2, it's more like run number 2, but let's go see what it can do. So we'll go and throw it in here, try and keep it as sideways as possible without spinning out, because it definitely feels like it wants to do that right now. But we get 34,946. Not too bad at all. So if you want one of these for yourselves, you can get it for 20 points from Autumn of the Series 9 playlist. Honestly, it's a lot of fun, and I highly recommend that you go and get one of these, because there is so much you can do to it, and I've just barely scratched the surface with this video. Honestly, go and try it out, see for yourself what you think to it, and let me know in the comments if you like it or not. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. That is going to be where I'm going to leave this video. I sure hope you've enjoyed. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that usual stuff, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Tech out. Okay, I have got to beat that 33,000.